Hello beautiful people, you're welcome again to my channel. This is your girl Favour and you're welcome to another episode of From the Heart with Favour. So if this is your first time seeing my face or any of my videos, please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notification whenever I post new videos. And to my returning subscribers, thank you very much and I love you. So today we are going to be discussing the call to ministry. Let's get right to this video. So, you looking at me, do you know that you have been called into ministry? So, like I said, you're discussing the call to ministry today. Do you know that you have been called to ministry? Yes, you looking at me, you listening to me, you have been called into ministry. I will explain. So, I get this question a lot. How do you know that God has called you into ministry? I will answer it plain and simple. You have been called to ministry. There is no how to know that you have been called to ministry because you have already been called to ministry. As long as you are a child of God, you have been called to ministry. What is ministry even? Who is a minister? That is what we need to understand first. Because if you understand these two things, you will understand that indeed you have been called into ministry. A lot of people are waiting till they say, start a church or stand on top of on the pulpit, on the altar to preach. That is when they have been called to ministry. But no, every child of God, every saved person, every person that has been saved by the blood of the Lamb, have been called into ministry. And that is a fact. That is the truth, not just the fact. What is ministry even, like I asked before? Ministry is supposed to be an arm of government, yeah? Let's take the physical, because a lot of times actually, physical things explain the spiritual. It's an arm of government. It is not just one arm of government. Different arms of government. Just like we have the Ministry of Education, we have the Ministry for Works. There are different ministries. Likewise, in the kingdom of God, there are different ministries. And they are all ministries. So you have been called into ministry. Who is a minister? A minister is supposed to be someone that works for a government, yeah? Under a particular ministry, that is heading a particular ministry. And every child of God that has been called, every child of God is called into ministry. And as you have been called into ministry, you are the head of every ministry that you have been called into. So you are a minister. I hope you understand and believe this and know this. Because let us check it. Even the Bible has said it. I think in the book of 2 Corinthians 5 verse 18, yes, that we have been handed the ministry of reconciliation. So you don't have to go to any school, any theological school to be a minister. As long as you have been saved by Christ, you are a minister. You are supposed to nurture souls. A minister supplies the needs, just like in the Ministry of Education. The Minister for Education supplies the educational needs of a particular community or location. You, the minister, are supposed to supply the needs, this time around, of lost souls. And what is the need of a lost soul? Christ. You are supposed to supply that need to a soul that has been lost, to a soul that does not understand that he or she is loved by Christ, by an eternal love. It is not until you stand on a pulpit to preach, to sing, that you call yourself a minister. In that in that field of work that you have found yourself in that line of work, you are a minister there. That is your ministry. You are in the market. That is your ministry. You are in the school. That is your ministry. You work in the bank. That is your ministry. You work in the church. That is your ministry. But don't wait until somebody says, I have a revelation about you that you have been called into ministry. Hello, you are already called into ministry as long as you are a child of God. God saved you that you will save others. So what do you call the ministry of saving others? It is the ministry of reconciliation that has been handed over to every Christian. So yes, you have been called into ministry. This video is supposed to be a very short one because I was just meditating and it occurred to me that, because I've seen the question a lot of times, and it occurred to me that yes, we have all been called. We have all been called. We see some people call themselves evangelists. Every child of God is supposed to be an evangelist. What is the work of an evangelist? So yes, you have been called, like I said. Now the question is, in what ministry you have been called into? That's the question. What ministry have you been called into? Because as for being called into ministry, you have been called. But you need to now be specific. You need to know the specific ministry that you have been called into. That is why you need to ask God. How best do you know the ministry you have been called into? It is not just by knowing the hobbies that you have and all that. You have to ask the person that have called you into that ministry. Because you cannot fully understand, you cannot fully know the ministry that you have been called into if you do not ask the caller. If you are called to do something and you can't fully understand what you have been called to do until you ask the caller. The physical things explain somehow the spiritual things. Because sometimes the physical is a representation of the spiritual. A lot of times, actually. Most of the times. So if I call someone to come and the person comes, the person does not just go and start doing stuff. I have to explain to the person why I have called him or her. Likewise in this matter. So have you been called? Yes, but you have to ask the person that has called you why. Not just why, I mean where he is calling you to. It is the honor of men to find that which has been hidden by God. He wants you to come and ask him, because in asking him, you get to understand why it's you that's been called into that area of ministry. He wants you to ask him. He could have made it immediately you are born. You know where you are, which area of ministry you are being called into. But no, he wants you to ask him. Because if you don't ask him, you will not fully know what you are supposed to do. You will not fully know the need of the area that you have been called to. God has deposited a lot of things, a lot of resources in all of us. And all these things are supposed to be channeled into the ministry that we have been called, or ministries that we have been called. So you need to ask the person that has put all these things in you. You need to ask the person that has called you to explain to you where you have been called to, how you are going to go about the calling. Yes, I say again, you have been called to ministry. Make no mistake. Don't wait till it is said that you preach on the altar before you understand that you are a minister. You are indeed a minister. Make no mistake about that. You have been called into ministry. Make no mistake about that. And with that, I've come to the end of this video. Like I said, this is supposed to be a short video. It's not meant to be a pretty long one. I was just, like I said, meditating, and it occurred to me, and I decided to make this video right now. So leave in the comment section below your thoughts also. If there are things I have missed out, please mention them in the comment section below, because you never know, you will be helping someone out. And please make sure to subscribe. If you have not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe and join the family. Yeah. So until next time, I'll see you. God bless you. Bye.